Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we'll be going over another one of my random commander decks. The commander of which is Progenitus. Which, in a way, technically doesn't really seem like it makes too much sense, but essentially I just wanted a powerful creature to represent over what essentially kind of came together as a random idea of cycles, not to be confused with cycling. What I mean by cycles is, well, as you'll end up noticing, each of these piles, is kind of laid out a different way than you normally have it. It didn't seem like it served justice for you to sit there and see them in the, traditional layout that I normally end up doing where they're like divided by color. I mean, a straight up example here will be, the first cycle I'm talking about, like anger, filth, valor, brawn, and wonder. Most people, most commonly knowing wonder and anger. Literally the whole deck is just based around these different types of cycles of, different creatures, enchantments, sorceries. That being said, normally as I sit there and cover in each of these, all these decks are casual. If there's a banned card, I'm unaware of it, more than likely. And also, this is more like a deck I would never actually be sitting there trying to use in any kind of like tournament setting or anything like that. There's a slight chance I might mispronunciate something. A lot of different names to things. Although, technically, I have a feeling with this deck, I'm going to be saying the same word quite a few times. And, well, I normally say this is just showing off the build, but you're essentially getting the idea of what the whole tech of the deck is with this. We're literally just playing off the different cycles with the little extra stuff in the end for support. All that being covered, I should not get back into it. I'm pretty sure you don't really need me to recover over these since, I use them as the example of a cycle. Anger, filth, valor, brawn, and wonder. The next cycle we have here is the archetype cycle. The archetypes being your creatures get a, effect. Your opponent's creatures lose and can't have. Which first we have archetype of aggression, archetype of finality, archetype of courage, archetype of endurance, and archetype of imagination. The next one we have here is Chancellors. In effect, being in your starting hand. In effect, when they hit the battlefield. And you want to know more, you can either pause and read the card or, look them up. Anyways, starting with Chancellor of the Forge, Chancellor of the Dross, Chancellor of the Annex, Chancellor of the Tangle, and Chancellor of the Spires. One of the little more recent kind of cycles we have here is from, this was Dominaria United? The Defiler cycle. I can replace just cause permanent spell, even if you do life. Okay, yeah, reduction of a colored mana spent for, life. So essentially turn your colored mana sources of each of them into Phyrexian mana. Then, additional effect for each time you cast one of the spells of that color. So we have Defiler of Instinct, Defiler of Flesh, Defiler of Fate, Defiler of Vigor, and Defiler of Dreams. Our next little layout here is the Liege cycle. Most of them just being other creatures of, the two colors. Gain +1/+1. Occasionally have, extra effects down here. I think some of them have multiple effects, some have one, some don't even have an extra effect after the two. Well, for like the other creatures you control of that color. Anyways, we have Balefire Liege, Crankwood Liege, this Thistledown Down Liege, Mind Rack Liege, Deathbringer Liege, Merc Fiend Liege, Wiltleaf Liege, Boartusk Liege, Ashenmoor Liege, and Glen Eldra Liege. Alright. After that, we move past the creature cycles, and we move on to enchantment cycle of ley lines, which all of them having effects where if you begin the game within your opening hand, you can put them onto the battlefield. Well, you begin the game with them on the battlefield. And little side note, I did end up noticing the ley lines technically aren't balanced across all 5 colors like most of the other cycles, but regardless, I add them to this anyways. That being said, we shall continue with Leyline of Punishment, Leyline of Combustion, Leyline of Lightning, Leyline of the Void, Leyline of Sanctity, Leyline of the Meek, trying to get that back into focus, Leyline of Vitality, Leyline of Life Force, Leyline of Abundance, Leyline of Anticipation, and Leyline of Singularity. Alright. On to our next cycle here. We have the Mythos cycles, where you get bonus effects if you end up using 2 additional types of mana into casting them. Starting off, we have Mythos of Valdrock, Mythos of Nethrori, Mythos of Snapdrax, Mythos of Borkos, and Mythos of Illuna to finish off the Mythoses. Our next cycle is always a fun one, the Reflection cycle. Basically just a bunch of effects of doubling things up. Like, Rage Reflection, Wound Reflection, Boon Reflection, Mana Reflection, and Thought Reflection. Now, after going through all 8 of those cycles of cards, our outside support here, 1 more creature with the Bloom Tender. For a little extra land fetch support, we have Kodama's Reach, Venture Forth, Rampant Growth, Animus Awakening, Traverse the Outlands, just a bunch of extra crazy fun. We have Path of the Mental, which battlefield it doesn't have first strike, double strike. Attack with 2 or more creatures with first strike, double strike. Okay, transforming it. I'm trying to actually remember exactly why I put this in here. You want to choose a creature at random. This turn, destroy that creature. Sign a little extra random kind of stuff with that. Anywho, moving on to our colorless spells here. We have Realmbreaker, the Invasion Tree, Arcane Signet, Felwar Stone, Soul Ring, Azura's Gateway, and Maskwood Nexus, and Everflowing Chalice. So yeah, little side combo there of those two. Pull all the creatures out onto them. Moving on to our lands, we have 4 mountains, 4 swamps, 4 plains, 3 forests. Sorry, just question it because, you know, all the green in here. Oh, wait, never mind. 4 islands. Then, you know, going to our non-basics. We have Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, the World Tree. Oh, yeah, you have Maya, the Cradle of Growth. And then, technically, we start another cycle in here. With all of our New Capenna sort of triomes, you know, triple land types, with Xander's Lounge, Sparrow's Headquarters, Jetmir's Garden, Zatoro's Proving Ground, and Rafine's Tower. I happen to have a Ketra Triome, so I add that in there with these. Another cycle of the Lair lands, which by this point people may have actually sit there and seen in other videos. I actually grew to kind of like these, just for the fact that, you know, basically you just end up, when you're tapping out a land anyways, you just end up playing it out, put one back in your hand that you just already used for mana, and instant access right back to this. Anyways, Travaz Ruins. By the way, I'm pretty sure I've mispronounced all these ones a lot at this point. Dargaz Kadira, Croesus Catacombs, Domar's Cavern, and Risk Grove. So with that brings, you know, this video to a close. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing this random kind of thing that I set up here. All the random little cycles of stuff. I hope y'all enjoyed, and see you in the next video. Peace.